Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have another expansion for the board game Fireteam Zero, a squad tactics and horror board game. This time we have the expansion, the Africa Cycle. This game is for 1 to 4 players for ages 14 up, and it takes 1 to 2 hours to complete one mission. It's brought to you by Play and Win and by Emergent Games. The creators are Mike Langolis, Christian Leonard, and Luck Muzi. The Africa Cycle, Africa, 1943. As war rages across the blood-stained African deserts, a new artifact awakens in a secret German lab on the Algerian border. The thorn spawn have risen. This expansion for Fireteam Zero takes the fight for humanity's survival to the war-torn deserts of northern Africa. New missions, all new 3-act operation against the thorn spawn, sticks and bones. This operation features Act 1, sowing seeds, Act 2, fertile ground, and Act 3, reaping, plus 3 standalone missions, Between the Bones of the Earth, Lost and Found, Clockwork. Also, you have new terrain tiles. Again, some pictures of everything that's included. Of course, as I always mention to you, that if you do not have the core box, core game of Fireteam Zero, you will not be able to use this expansion at all. So you make sure the core set, make sure you own that. And of course, this was released in 2015 by Emergent Games and Play and Win. For more information about this game or anything relating to Fireteam Zero, go to emergent-games.com and playandwingames.com as well. And again, this was released in 2015. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. Now, I bought this in the second-hand market. I did not back the original Kickstarter for Fireteam Zero, so I picked this up in the aftermarket. So the plastic trays were not included, but all the components are still here. So I'm going to show them all today. And we're going to start off, of course, with the rulebook, which we have right here. The game rules: Fireteam Zero, Africa Cycle. So again, this gives you a little bit of fluff and background about what the adventure is going to be all about. That's a picture of one of the creatures you're going to face. And then, of course, you have your components here. In the back, it gives you a little bit more. New missions and monsters. Fireteam Zero, the Africa Cycle. Gear cards. Gives you a little background about those. The author's notes about things that you need to know. So it says, not everything you might find out there is going to be beneficial. There are some cursed items out there which have malicious effects and others which are mixed blessings at best. Then you have your new upgrade cards. Gives you a little background information about those, and new focus cards as well. Now, again, one of the most important things that you need for the game is this CD right here. I love these CDs. It's the best, one of the best parts of the game. Again, it's a regular CD, and how this is used, all the different speaking points about the missions and everything else are spoken and played out here on this disc. Again, each one of these, so for each adventure that you go on, from Sticks and Bones, Between the Bones of the Earth, Lost and Found, Clockwork, they're all acted out. And the voice, the way that they really created these CDs really immerses you into the game itself, and just really gets your blood pumping for the adventures. So I highly recommend, if you do pick up this expansion, listen to the CDs. They're really cool. I even brought them to my car and listened to them by themselves, before I was even playing the game, and really sets the tone really well. So it's really very important part of the game in my opinion. So definitely get it checked out. Now, of course, you also get your mission book, which is your field guide. Again, we're talking about the Africa expansion. Again, so if you look at this right here, it says to your right, it starts off, it says Operation Briefing. So everything that's here listed is what's read on the CD. And again, it's done in a very thematic way. It really makes you, again, really brings you into the game itself. So again, all of the missions are set up exactly the same way, where it'll give you the title, what act it is, the mission briefing, the mission goal. I'll tell you how to set up your game boards, and then over here I'll tell you your spawn pool, your reserve pool, your required hero, twist deck setup, again mission objectives, and your recon deck. So if you're successful in this mission here, then you read this part here, and then it leads you on to your second part of the mission. So again, Operation Sticks and Bones. Act 1, Sowing Seeds. Act 2, The Fertile Ground. Again, set up identically the same way. And then the voiceover over here, which tells you if you're successful. Again, Act 3 is The Reaping. You got the log and all the information about the game and how to set up the boards. Again, the final notes that you're sending back to your commanding officer. Then the standalone mission, Between the Bones of the Earth. Some more cool artwork. Another standalone mission, Lost and Found. Some more cool artwork. Then you have a standalone mission, Clockwork, again. Looking for more adventure, again, we rated a review of the Europe Cycle. New miniatures that are included in the game. Hero updates, mission cards, and specialist decks. And that's the back of that. So that's your mission book right there. You got some tokens, you got some cards. So we'll start with the tokens. There's not that many tokens here. You've got this one here, which is a throne, it looks like. Front and back are the same. It's got some sort of a statue or idol. Some kind of creature there, it looks like. Made out of sticks. Looks possibly like a doorway. Or a pool of some kind. A gateway or a pool. It looks like an army truck. A flower of some kind. And a stump of it, looks like a stump of a tree with blood in it. Or it could be a cauldron. Not sure exactly, but there it is. Those are your tokens for the game. You also have your new twist and focus cards. Again, the focus cards enhance the abilities of your player, of your main characters. And the twist cards, again, are you have your twist tracker, and basically you have up to 13 rounds to finish a mission because it is a timed event. And when you get through every couple of, every 3 or 4, you have to flip over a twist card. So you just shuffle these up, you pick 4 of them, and it goes on the game board. Again, you can only get that in the core box. It doesn't come with this, but you put these up there, and then when the time comes, you flip the card over, and it just adds more drama to the game. So let's take a look at this. So you got Strong Thorn Spawn. All monsters inflict a minimum of 2 damage when they attack. This damage may still be reduced or negated. Once the twist card turns over, it becomes permanent part of the game. So these are usually not good things. Again, there's Strong, there's Tough, there's Cunning, Grasping Vines, Barbed Thorns, Swarm, Retaliation, and Corrosive Sap. That's your twist cards. You also get your focus cards. Again, this focus card is your demolition expert, your leader, your close combat, and your marksman. So let's just take a look at what one of these is go. Again, it's just like an extra special ability for them. So rifle combat focus. When you perform a bullet attack, you may discard any number of brawl attack cards to increase your attack strength by 1 per card. Nimble close combat. For purposes of determining if you are able to flee a location, you may ignore 1 monster. First aid leader. As an action, you may allow an ally in your location to draw 1 extra card. Trauma kit. Demolition. Remember, your demolition guy is a demolition expert, and he's your medic. Any ally that ends their turn in your location with 1 card or fewer in their hand may draw a new card. And rifle combat focus. Okay, we read that one, right? So there's your 4 characters. Remember, you can only have a total of 4 characters. In the core box, there are 2 leaders, 1 male, 1 female. You have to choose which one you want to use in the adventure. Okay, got some more cards here. Again, these are your cards for your characters. So we'll go over those. Each character gets their own deck. So this is your demolition. Got your marksman. Got your close combat. You've got your leader. So demolition, again, all the cards are set up the exact same way. It's contact fuse. This is the top part is what you use when you're attacking a monster. This is when you're reacting to a monster attacking you. Up here tells you what you need to do, how many dice, how close you can be to them, what their range is, and all that stuff like that. The bigger they are. All right, so that's your attack. Is contact fuse. Down here it says play before an ally performs a bomb attack to increase their attack strength by 1 or by 2 if the target is an elite or a boss. So that's contact fire. Then you have full mag, and that's for your demolition expert. You've got your leader. Again, cards are set up exactly the same way. Jacketed slug. Reaction. Play before an ally performs an attack to increase their attack strength by 1 for every reaction played, including this one, focus fire. So jacketed slug. Dual grenades. That's your new leadership abilities. Then you've got your close combat guy. Again, cards are set up the same. Attack up top, your defense down here. Arternal strike. Play when an ally is moving to allow them to move 1 additional space, ignoring difficult terrain. You may move 1 space as well, also ignoring difficult terrain. Squad navigation. Get that one. Then you get double tap. Then you get your marksman. You get your duplex round. Play before an ally performs a bullet attack to increase their attack strength by 2 or by 3 if the monster speed is 1 or less. The slow and the dead. That comes in handy. Then you have serrated bayonet. That's his 8 new cards. Then you have your recon deck. Your discovery. And down here it will tell you which mission it goes with. So A2, Africa Part 2, Africa Part 4, Part 1. So let's start right here. We'll start with this one. It says, Agent Cavill. Poor bastard didn't make it, but judging from the carnage in here, he made one hell of a last stand. Too bad he wasn't able to finish the job. You are ambushed by 2 scavengers. Place an intel token on the objective. Find the EDT. So again, you got Agent Cavill, you got Agent Vasily, or Agent Vasily, the garden and the corpse, rooftop sightings, alley sighting, the white tree, sigil of black flowers, bloody stump, the bramble king, eye of judgment, voice of the law, hand of the righteous, throne of Kuthal Har, antler knife, flint arrowhead, Wooden Bowl, Sergeant Quinn, Cherubic Conductor, or Cherubic Conductor, Sarphagic Painter, and Celestial Sculptor. Those are your recon cards. You also have your new monster cards. Let's see what you're going to be dealing with. You have a Scavenger, which is a minion, so it's the weakest of them all. Then you have your Elite, which is your Wooden Man. Again, all the cards are the same. They're their stat lines, and then their power that they have there. So for this one, it says Nimble. Scavengers cannot be prevented from moving or activating. So they're constantly moving around. Then you got the Wooden Man. Again, your stats and your special ability. And your boss, which is the Prime. Get stats, and down here are its abilities. So as you can see, 2, 6, 8. You can tell who is the strongest. This is the symbol that you would use that lets you know which monster type they are. You also have some gear cards. Your objective cards. These are the same 3 cards, except they're in a different language. So let's take a look at our gear cards. All the fronts are the same. Let's take a look. So it'll say here, Barbed Ring. You remember Harry telling you once that blood is power. You twist the ring, letting the barbs inside tear your flesh. He was right. When you perform an attack, you may discard any number of cards to increase your attack strength by 1 per card. Okay, so you got a Barbed Ring, Black Iron Key, Bad Penny, a Sigil Worm, Glimmering Shard, Faceless Doll, Bloody Ace of Spades, Whispering Medallion, Bone Fish Hook. You got Tin Whistle, Locked Pill Cage. You have Charred Fingerbones, Rowan Cross, Cloak of Shadows, Clockwork Ori, Resonating Crystals, Signal Mirror, Futhark Ruin, Obsidian Lancet, Scrying Glass, Cracked Pocket Wash, Wax Effigy, Martyr's Ring, Silver Sextant, St. Christopher Medal, Ba Gua Mirror, Brass Hourglass, Strange Wishbone, Bone Dice, and of course Misfire Cartridge. Put that up there. Then of course you also have your objective cards. Again, down there it'll tell you which mission it's for. Again, Africa Part 3, Africa Part 1, it'll tell you right in here. So it's good if you use this with your core box set. The A will indicate which expansion it's for. So again, the objectives on the side there, it tells you how many things you have to accomplish. Again, you get the check marks for that, and then you can move on. Each mission will tell you how many objectives cards you have to pull. It says, find the early detection team. Anyone working in the field for Division 0 is smart, tough, and highly trained. I just hope they can hang on until we arrive. So, find the early detection team, verify artifact activity, defend the survivors, hunt the creature, discover the creature's plan, break the ritual, defeat Prime, collect the body of Kuthal Har, destroy the risen incarnation, neutralize the fragments, locate Sergeant Quinn, search the forest, stop the clock. Those are your objective cards, so throw those on top of here as well. And before I pull the figures out, we'll show you the, we have 4 new tiles for this as well. Again, the core rulebook will explain where the tokens, what the tokens represent, or I should say what the icons represent, what the yellow, the purple, what all those mean. Again, it looks like a nice little village here with a well in the middle. So that's one side of it. The other side would be inside. Got some doors. Stuff here. Got some staircase leading down. Looks like a tank here. Got like a bridge there. So I'll see there's first level and second level. Got some staircases here. Yeah. So maybe that's going down so you can work on the underneath of the tank. There you go. That's your first one. This tile as well. Got all kinds of supplies over here. Different buildings. Fire pits. And some supplies over here. Tent. And you got an orange circle. Got some more icons here. More icons over here. Got some blood stains. And there you have that board right there. You flip that over. Again, the mission book will tell you how you're supposed to lay your tiles down, what direction, and all this stuff like that. So, you have to go back to your mission book to find out that. But there's your tile number 2. And you got tile number 3. You got 4 new tiles. Again, the purple and orange, the green, all that's explained in the core rulebook of how that's used. You must have you must have a copy of the core game to use these expansions. Hi, Rosie. And here we are here. Inside. We've got some doorways, hallways, different rooms. There you go. That's your 3rd tile. And your 4th tile. Lots and lots of supplies out here. And your icons. All explained to you. Looks like an anti-aircraft gun. Sandbag bunker. Some houses right there. Flip it over. Then you got the inside again. You have 1 mission with 3 parts and 3 additional standalone missions in this expansion. Okay, there you have that. And then we have our figures. So this is the boss. Beautiful sculpt. Another badass villain for this. Again, I'm a huge fan of the Fireteam Zero board game. It's easy to learn, but it's a very challenging game. Very challenging. Then you get you get 4 of these guys. They look very alien in nature to me. But really good detail on them. Hit them with primer. Paint them right up so you get, like I said, 4 of them. And these are your Thorn Spawn minions, and you get 8 of those. And they look like this. Oh, look at the... Look like a crab, but much more vicious. And again, you get 8 of those. And your alternate language cards. And that is everything that's included, and that concludes our unboxing of Fireteam Zero, the Africa Cycle expansion. Again, brought to you by Play Win and Emergent Games. It's for 1 to 4 players, ages 14 up, and it takes about 1 to 2 hours to play a single mission in the game. As always, thank you so much for joining us for this unboxing video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You could also hit that subscribe button. This way, you're kept up to date as to any time we release any new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well. Enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.